Kimberly Cortez, Expedition Love. Welcome back. This week, we're going to talk about hypocrisy. And, we really need to understand how damaging hypocrisy is to our walk of agape love. I want to share with you really quickly. Just before I started writing Expedition Love, I actually stopped attending evangelical church. And the main reason that I stopped attending evangelical church was because of this issue, hypocrisy. It was something that I witnessed over and over again in the church. And I attended church for 20 plus years. And this was something that I saw happen in the church again and again. People casting hypocritical judgments against the LGBTQ community in particular, immigrants, and women who've had abortions. And this was just something that I really struggled with. And I talked about this in the intro of my book. It was a real struggle for me. And eventually, it caused me to just stop going to evangelical church. And I want to let you know that when I left the church, I really didn't know where I would land. I just thought to myself, well, maybe I'll just never go to church again. Maybe I'll just have to learn to worship on my own at home and learn independently. But luckily for me, through this journey of writing Expedition Love and my next book, because there is a second book coming, I have discovered another church, and that church is the Progressive Christian Church. And I have to tell you, I really love what they teach. They teach a very simple message, and that message is based on the principle that Jesus came to teach us that we need to learn to love God with all our heart, to love ourselves, and to love others. That's the core message, and that everything we do should reflect this core principle. And this love, God's love, our love, is radically inclusive. It includes every single person. So of course, that message resonates with me because it's what my book's about. It's what this message is about. It's what my next book is about. So I was really excited to find the Progressive Christian Church. And I've been watching their services virtually for several months now because of the pandemic. And at this point, I'm really excited to call myself a progressive Christian. And I'm excited for that path and that journey. So let's talk about what hypocrisy is real quick. Hypocrisy is when we as people expect other people to live up to standards or morals that we're not living up to ourselves. Long and short, we're asking people to do what we're not even doing. So this kind of behavior becomes even more toxic when we add in our judgments. When we begin to judge people according to our own hypocritical standards, we really create a toxic mindset. And ultimately what we end up doing is we end up casting our own opinions onto people about their life, about their love life, about their religion even, their faith, whatever it may be. We end up casting our own opinions and judgments onto them. And ultimately we end up pushing them away. We end up hurting them. We end up sending them away from the love of Jesus rather than pulling them in. We cause people to feel like they're unwanted, they're not worthy, and that is just wrong. To make another individual feel that they are unworthy of the love of God is directly opposed to everything that Jesus taught us. So, what do we do about hypocrisy? How do we handle it? How do we stop it in our lives? Well, there's a very simple antidote that Jesus demonstrated for us over and over and over again. And that antidote was acceptance. Acceptance for other people. When Jesus walked this earth, he showed us the power of acceptance. Jesus didn't ask people who only thought like him, who only walked like him, talked like him, looked like him, to come and embrace his message. He invited everyone in. Everyone was privy. Everyone was welcome at the feet of Jesus. Everyone was able to obtain the radically inclusive love of Jesus. And he shows us that this powerful tool of acceptance caused people to follow him, to fall in love with him, to give their lives to him. That's how powerful the tool of acceptance is, the gift of acceptance. Tool probably isn't the right word. Gift of acceptance would be a better description. So acceptance is what we need to really contemplate, to really think about, and to really make a decision about in our life. And why do I say decision? Well, the truth is, acceptance and whether or not we want to express that in our life comes back to our own free will. Remember, we serve a very loving God. And in his wisdom, God decided to give us the gift of free will. He wanted us to have the right to make decisions about our life, to make decisions about our relationship with him, to make decisions about whether or not we wanted to follow him, to follow his teachings, to follow his ways. These are all privileges that we have been given, the privilege of choice. And so, when it comes to acceptance, free will applies once again. Will we make a free will decision to accept other people the same way that Jesus accepted them? And not just the people we agree with, not just the people who are easy to get along with, not the people who have the same color skin as us, or the same sexuality as us, or the same gender as us, or the same faith or the same religion. That's not what this is about. It's about accepting all people, even people who are different than us. And I just want to read you a really quick verse just to emphasize what I'm talking about. And this comes from Romans 14, 1 through 4. Now accept the one who is weak in faith, but not for the purpose of passing judgment on his opinions. One person has faith that he may eat all things, but he who is weak eats vegetables only. The one who eats is not to regard with contempt the one who does not eat, and the one who does not eat is not to judge the one who eats, for God has accepted him. What am I trying to say to you? Well, I'm trying to demonstrate through Scripture that acceptance is called upon us, and it's called upon us for even those that are different than us. And yeah, that's a challenge, but that's okay. If you decide to walk in agape love, God will equip you. God will show you. He will guide you. And he will help you walk in forgiveness and acceptance and love. That's the goal. The goal is to see people through the eyes of love. And when you look at people through the eyes of love, you begin to see their greatest potential, their greatest good. And none of that can be revealed if they're not accepted. It's just not possible. So we need to make that decision. Will we walk in acceptance? Will we walk in love? Will we walk in compassion? And I really hope and I pray that you'll make the right decision. I hope that I will not be walking alone. I hope you'll be walking with me in this journey of agape love and acceptance and forgiveness. And you know, as you take this journey, I want to make you aware that there is another meditation down below. And this meditation is called Loving Kindness. It's a great meditation. Honestly, truly, it is my favorite. It is a meditation that is really going to help you express love, compassion, and kindness to all different people, to recognize how diverse this world truly is, and to really open yourself and to become comfortable expressing your love to all people. Because remember, God's love is radically inclusive. And when I say radical, I mean radical. It includes everybody. Everyone is a child of God. We are all connected, and we are all privy to God's beautiful agape love. And that's what this meditation is about, helping you walk in that understanding, to express that understanding. So take a peek. I hope you love it. If you do, put a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. I need affirmation too, so send me some positive comments. I'd love it. You know, if you haven't got your copy of Expedition Love yet, order it today. There's a link down below so you can order it through Amazon or Barnes & Noble if you prefer. But get your copy today so you can start really reading about these topics of love and acceptance and forgiveness. And you know, like always, before you shut off that video, hit the subscribe button down below. Then you'll know when a new video's up, when a new resource is up, and we can really stay in touch. So thank you so much for stopping back by this week. I have enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you next week. Until then, love and blessings.